So, as you know, our disclaimer, I have to post it, I have to talk about it. If there's anything that you can't do, don't do it, or modify it so it's easier for you to do. We don't want anybody hurting themselves. We just want to get good exercise. And so we took care of that. Now, today we're talking about making our legs stronger. And I wanted to show you a few ways that we can do it at home without buying anything, without getting any tools or machines, without spending any money, just using what we have available. So, of course, we can always think about squats. Squats are essential for strengthening the entire leg, and they are pretty easy to do. You can do them anywhere. You can do them during your commercial breaks. You can do them while your coffee is brewing in the morning. There's lots of times that you can squeeze in a few squats and really perk up all the muscles throughout the leg, including the glutes, which is what we're always looking for, right? So we have our good wide stance and our soft knees. So when we're thinking about a good squat, I have an issue with it myself, is we all want to bring the knees past the toes. And yeah, that's great for the knees, that makes them extra strong, but it actually doesn't do anything to the glutes or to the back. So we really want to use all of our muscles in proper form to get a full tone. So I'll have to turn to the side so you can see it here. So normally we kind of lean forward, our knees go past our toes. Maybe you can see it this way, the books are out of the way, there. So our knees are past our toes, we're out, we're off balance, it's not good for the knees. It's actually too hard on the knees. You get a lot of muscle tone here, nothing here. So now we can see that. We still want a wide stance. The wider the better, really. The wider the better. The wider the better. So the wider you can get and keep your balance, the more muscle movement you're going to get out of it. And we always want to think about our core. We're starting with our core. Bring our belly in, tighten those abdominals. We always say bring the belly to the spine. That's because you're sucking it into the spine, tightening those muscles. Now, we have the tone here. We're going to bend those knees, but we're not trying to go past our toes now. So we're going to bend further back by sticking that tush out, keeping our knees not going past our toes. We see that? And we're going to go further. Now our knees are at our toes, keeping our back straight. But now every muscle all the way through is engaged, and it gets quite difficult pretty rapidly if you're not used to this. I myself am having a hard time keeping this. So we have our muscles toned, feel all of them, and then a couple movements. Release it up, release that muscle tension, and then bring it back. Holding those muscles tight, feeling the abdominals, bringing the shoulders back, feeling it in the back, holding them tight. As long as you can, feel that burn. And then bring them up. So don't forget to breathe. If you hold your breath while you're holding your pose, you're not giving your muscles the oxygen they need to get stronger. So it takes twice as long to build muscle if you're not breathing. I have the same problem holding my breath. So we want to breathe in as we go down, breathe out as we come up. So breathing in. Hold the breath, hold the pose, hold it, feel the muscles. And back up, breathing out. There. Muscles don't get as tired, and we can do more exercise and build more muscle faster. So we got an idea how squats work for us, but we've already done a lot of squats. Leg muscles need more. Here's where those books and of course the water bottles come in. I know we've shown this before, but Pop Fit pants, leggings, have two amazing pockets that if you just need a little weight, you can even stick a dumbbell in these pants and still work out, have complete movement freedom. They are pretty amazing. So we have that squat, we have a little extra weight, and we're still doing the same thing. No, doing it right. Bringing our tush back, shoulders back. Again, so we've got the squat. So adding these can be a great way to add weight to the legs. Now, the next thing though, is if the water bottles are not enough weight, books. You know, we all have books at home. If you don't have books because you have your computer or your phone, then you know what? I'm sure you have an empty gallon jug you can fill with water and put in a backpack, or you have your dumbbells or bricks. Bricks are great for putting in a backpack because they're square. So the books though, these are what I have. A big stack of heavy hardbacks, of course, all great reading. And I'm just going to stick them in the backpack. There we go. See, it's not a very big backpack, but it holds enough. This is about 15 pounds of books. Well, maybe 10, maybe 12. But see, we got all that weight now strapped to our back. And if the backpack fits properly, it rides where it's not going to hurt you. If you have the straps adjusted properly, they're not going to hurt your shoulders. You want the weight resting about the middle of your back or your gluteus, so that your lower back is taking the weight of the backpack, less of your shoulders. But we always want to remember our water, so these are great. This is from the thrift store for $1, and it's stainless steel, very sturdy, carries water wonderfully, does not impart any plastic flavor or chemicals, and the great thing is you put it on your backpack, and now you got your water with you. You can get your exercise. You can go out in the neighborhood with your weight, taking a walk, just a simple walk with the extra weight. You'll be amazed at how much it does for the body, especially the legs, but also if we're remembering our good posture, using a backpack that fits right, then we can also strengthen our core, our shoulders, and our lower back, which are all essential, because as we get older, those are all areas where we start to get a little flaccid and weak. So these are all great things we can do on our own at home without spending any money, without buying any tools, without going to a gym, all in the space that we have. Now, another great option, if you have stairs, we live in a townhome, so we happen to have stairs, or if you live in an apartment building, taking the stairs up and down outside your door are all great ways to increase your leg strength, because that's really what you need, is the stepping. I mean, walking's great. Walking with weight is really great, but you're just not getting the lift and the muscle movement. So walking uphill, walking upstairs are all great ways to add to that muscle movement. You really want to get those knees up, then you're working all of the muscles through the leg. And also, one thing a lot of us don't think about is how we're stepping when we're walking. You know, sometimes we're just stomping on our heels as we're walking along. That's actually very hard on the joints of the leg, the ankles, the feet, the knees, the hips, and the lower back. If we're just stomping around, we're using too much weight on those joints, and it's very jolting to the whole body. That's one reason why running is not always good for us, is because we're jolting the body instead of moving the muscles smoothly. So, stepping, we always want to go from heel to toe, heel to toe. So our weight is dispersed immediately into the foot. We're not causing any jolting action, and we're strengthening the whole leg using that proper muscle action. So they call it squashing grapes. Pretending you got grapes in your toe, just squishing them, taking the next. It's a pretty simple movement. Squashing grapes. But if you're focusing on that muscle movement as you're walking, even with the weight on your back, you're improving the tone and strength of your entire leg. And there's another one I like to talk about beyond the squat, but the squat is hugely beneficial. But if we think about the toe lift, especially if we want bigger calves, which that's what I always hope for. Um, I had bigger calves in high school from bike riding. But if you don't bike ride a lot anymore, as we get older, the bike is not so comfortable anymore, especially that hard seat. So we can find other ways to tone these calves just by doing toe lifts. But we want to use both feet and keeping our balance. But we always want to add that weight, especially if we're not feeling it with just basics. So if we're starting without weight and we're not feeling any muscle movement, muscle tiring, then that's when you want to add the weight. If you add the weight, it makes it hugely different. And again, if we're not ready for a whole lot of weight, these water bottles add about 1.5 pounds. I don't figure quite 2 pounds, but 1.5 pounds to each leg. Now, we're doing our heel lifts. So we're thinking about our good posture and keeping our balance, raising ourselves up and bringing them down, up and down. Being careful, because it's hard to keep the balance if we're not careful, especially with the extra weight. Good. Relax it down. So we're really strengthening the calves and the feet and improving our balance as we're working it, bringing it down. So as much as you can, even if it's just a couple to start with, a couple with weight is way better than a couple with nothing. Straighten them. I almost lost my balance. See, it's not easy, but we're working on just lifting. Now, there are lots of other movements we can do with our legs, of course, like stepping and kicking. This is a great way to just warm up those calf muscles. You feel them getting tired. Go until it burns. Take a couple more. That's the best way to build muscle. A couple more. And even hold it. Try and hold it. Hold it with the knees bent even. Add more to it. The legs are getting tired. And relax them down. So don't forget our breathing, of course. But some other great ways to strengthen the legs, of course, are things like start with kicking, forward kick, side kick, remembering our balance, of course, and then a back kick, which is not easy, especially with the weight. It's more of a push. So, we have a side kick, a front kick. There we go. So it's all great ways to strengthen the legs, all by just at home, not purchasing anything, not spending any money, on your own time in your own space. And so, thank you for joining me today. I am holding a full hour-long class on Monday, October 26th at 9 a.m. 99 cents a person, so join me, check it out for the full introductory class. We'll put all this together into a full body workout that's quite aerobic, and we'll have you breathing quite heavy. But thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a great day.